My name's Todd Britton-Simmons, one of the co-owners of Scotsman Guide. Today we're, as it kind of says there, the small balance lending, property types, products, and source of lenders. The three things we're going to be touching on is like basically an overview of the whole commercial real estate market, and then more specifically kind of narrowing the focus into the small balance lending arena. And one of the things I really am pushing this time around is the opportunities for commercial loan brokers and lenders to target residential brokers or originators for commercial properties, for commercial deals that their clients may and do have on in their portfolios. And I have some data that supports that as well. And then, of course, sourcing lenders. So a lot of times these categories or these different niche property types, you can't always find a lender that will work directly with the TPO. So Scotsman Guide can help do that. So let's get into it. For those of you that are not familiar with Scotsman Guide, we are a media fintech company that's been a trusted resource for residential and commercial loan originators for over 25 years. Our main initiative is connecting brokers with lenders so they can fund the deal they have in hand. We are all about making originators money and getting lenders as many leads in their pipeline as they possibly can support. The media arm of our company it comprises of primarily the two trade tabloid size magazines that we produce monthly. We do have a residential residential edition that's focused on the residential market, of course, and then the commercial is the commercial real estate, multifamily properties. And we also produce the daily a daily newsletter, The Originator, which I encourage everybody here today to go get set up to receive that. We produce, like I said, the two magazines. While our main focus is connecting brokers with lenders through our lender platform here, the magazines themselves have a ton of great educational content. We have we work with over 200 different authors annually, so there's a ton of new opinions and timely pieces. I mean, that's one thing we're real focused on is rather than having focuses each month, we talk about what's timely and topical at the time. So that's great. So why don't we get in and start talking about commercial real estate? So here, I wanted to give kind of like a blast from the past. I was walking down the hallway the other day and we have some old magazines on the walls. And this particular headline caught my eye, the small commercial real estate. So this goes back to May of 2000. One of the things that Scotsman Guide learned early on is that there is a massive opportunity within the small balance commercial lending realm. And that the residential brokers do have a lot of these connections with the commercial real estate owners or investors out there. That's what this article kind of touches on. But they're talking about small balance was 100,000 to 500,000. When I'm talking about small balance now, I'm talking about 5 million and under. As far as property value would be 5 million and under. But this is it just kind of it was very timely because this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. We've been pushing this and for a long time, and I'm hoping that those of you here will take note. So first, let's get into like the size of the CRE market. So and multifamily. This is really difficult to find. All the different data. There's no data source is the same. They categorize their property types differently. So this is as accurate as I could possibly get as far as getting. And this is more just kind of get a better, reasonable idea as far as the number of properties that are out there. Please note that all of the numbers that I'm talking about do not include vacant land, agriculture, public, semi-public, easement, or personal property types. All told, there was, I think, about 36 million of those properties. I think what I was looking at, there was about roughly 30 million in the vacant land alone. So you can see there's obviously, multifamily makes up the largest share of these particular property types. And we have, of course, the top down here is 17 million total. 4 million, of those are going to be your multifamily, which is what we're going to focus on here in a minute. So, and then getting into specifically how many of these are small balance, so under $5 million in value. So you have, again, you can see it's pretty much a similar shakeout as far as percentage wise, but obviously the 3 million, over 3 million were under 5 million. So does that make sense? So 3 million of the multifamily properties, a lot of those apartments, right, are under the 5 million. So you have a very large share of the total 4.6 million are under 3.1 million are under 5 million. Then of course you have the larger retail is going to be your next biggest one. And then it kind of goes down. You have a straight tie for office and industrial there. So how many of these 5 million properties are owned by an individual investor? So this is where it kind of gets into the what I was talking about earlier. So we have this is the number of properties that are owned by individual investors. So this particular one this owns individuals that own multiple properties, including just one. Over here are just the properties that are owned only by a single investor, has one property in their portfolio. I see I have a little typo there, so I recognize that. So you're only looking at 800,000 individuals with more than one property. So vast majority of the properties that are under 5 million. The apartments are owned by a single person. So if you're looking at, here's the opportunity where I'm talking about. So all of these individuals over here that have the single property in their portfolio are going to all have single family residences as well, right? So each one of these are going to be dealing with a residential broker or originator somewhere out there. And this is where you need to go out there and start talking to, this is where I want to talk about the opportunity for commercial loan brokers and lenders to go out and speak to those residential brokers and originators, even on the retail side, that have the trust of the broker, have the trust of the borrower, and actually knows their financial statements. I mean, all these guys, if you're originating a residential loan, you've looked at all this person's financial statements, what kind of properties they own, what's in their portfolio. When you're looking at that as a residential broker, that's an opportunity for you to then turn around and potentially work with them on some commercial deals as well. But inversely, this is more for the commercial broker, because I'm not talking to residential brokers here today. I'm talking to commercial brokers. So I'm saying commercial brokers and lenders, consider targeting this particular audience. There's varying levels of sophistication when it comes to the residential broker origination crowd. But if you're able to work with them and kind of handhold, either accepting referrals, or you're able to walk them through the deal. There's many lenders that are out there that have robust training programs and content on their website to help people, get trained up or to at least learn some of the 101 knowledge that could then help them help them get that funding for that deal, and or you're just working with them, take it off their plate and start working with that borrower directly. So I just want to, and that's a significant amount of properties there. And of course you have the owner. I threw in the owner occupied just out of curiosity for how many of this, and my guess is the majority of the owner occupied properties are going to be the apartments. And of course with the multifamily property type, those are primarily apartment categories, apartment lending type. So one of the problems that everybody has, as far as that's great, is always trying to source lenders. That's one of the biggest pain points. So you have a small balance product out there. What you need to be able to do is to go find the right lenders that will not only work with third parties, but also will accept, will offer up referrals. And so that's one of the challenges that we've seen over the years. And I've been at this for more than 20 years. So I know the pain that a lot of brokers feel when they're out there trying to verify whether or not somebody's a direct lender. So obviously verifying somebody's a direct lender on the loan and property type you're looking for. So a lot of people will kind of say that they do everything under the moon, but you need to know whether or not those lenders can actually do that, because you see a lot of co-brokering going on out there. I think everybody listening has experienced some of that on in one form or another. But trying to figure out whether or not that person, sure, they may be direct lending on some things, but the direct lender on specifically the loan that you are working on. Sourcing a bank financing lenders. So this is more the longer term kind of financing that will work with TPOs. So, and for those of you that have tried to kind of go shop loans to your local credit union, you're not going to get it done. They're not going to pick up the phone to follow up with you. They want to go directly to the borrower. And the other problems that people have is they get into like these search engines out there that they get thrown into this capture cell model where your deal gets sold to multiple quote unquote lenders that then you get hounded for this deal for forever, and then and then also just not having the option of selecting who you get to work with. Of course, there's the ones out there that always blow my mind, the ones that you get asking for a percentage of the profit from the deal. That just creates so much friction and immediate antagonist. It's an antagonistic relationship where they're kind of hounding you. Did it close? Did it close? And of course, the monthly fee or subscriptions required to submit deals. There's a ton of those out there, and just overly built up CRMs and LOSs for commercial brokers. Trying to they have this lengthy, expansive loan request search engine where you need to put all the financial statements, the property that basically you're basically handing over the deal with no guarantee that they're not just going to take it, or whatever. There's been all kinds of nefarious things that happen out there over the years. And the other thing is just an account. So everybody wants a pound of flesh whenever you use their service. So, they're always looking for you to either pay for it, or they're going to be, you have to sign up for a bunch of stuff that you get hounded by them. They'll never leave you alone. So one of the things that Scotsman Guide has taken a lot of pride in over the years is that I like to say that we're broker built. We've always had the broker in mind when it comes to our products. They are 100%. All of our products are 100% free to originators. You'll never have to pay for a service that we provide. I think that's the number one for me and for a lot of people here, I'm sure. But I think the one thing I wanted to just all of our lenders have proven their direct lending status. So every lender that is advertising with Scotsman Guide has given us a couple of closing statements showing that the lender of record, and or some bank statements, and there's some other variations of some of the documentations that we accept. When you come in and do a search with Scotsman, it only shows you the lenders that can do the deal you have in hand. So if you put in the search parameter that you, with whatever search parameter that you put in the search parameters, the lenders that show up are the ones that are going to be able to do that deal, that are actually actively out there looking specifically for that property and product type. We're a big believer in quality over quantity. Let's take a lot of the guesswork out of it, and let's just serve you up specifically with lenders that are waiting for that call from an originator like you. Like I said, I mentioned there's absolutely no charge. We do not require. There's no paying to play here. There's no account or login is needed to access our lender search. And we're going to be walking through the lender search here in a second. You get to self-select only the lenders you want to contact. So again, this is you empowering you to take control of the deal by working only with the lenders that you want to work with, because everybody's has maybe there's some bad blood between. I just know how it goes. There's just some that you just kind of stay away from, and others you're curious about. And then once you get into it, I mean, really with us, it takes less than 2 minutes to contact a lender through our system. And we're going to be doing that in right after I get through these next couple of pages here. So bear with me. Let's just get over here. So I just want a quick overview of our entire lender search. We do, like I mentioned earlier, our search engines, we have a wide swath. Well, I've been focusing more on the commercial side of the business right here. We do have a lot of the residential. We have some correspondent and warehouse lines if people are looking for funding. And then, but really for the commercial side, our commercial, the multifamily for apartments, all of your private money, Hard money here, I know it's private money, we're working on that. Those are the main, those are all of our the lender search platforms that we have here at Scotsman. So this is just a video image. I like to have these images within this DEX because I do want to send this around at the end of it. So first it's a real quick step 1, 2, 3. First, you just need to come in, select from the search engines that you're wanting to use, and then you put in the loan scenario that you want. It'll quickly pull up a list of lenders right there. I mean, we're literally talking about 5, 6 required fields to be able to pull up a list of lenders that will that are actively looking for actively are funding deals like the one you have in hand. You also will be able to look at their different lender profiles, so you can kind of see if there's other products or the things that you wanted to talk to them about. And then you get into then you just contact the lender, and it's basically a quick 1-button click to go contact that lender. They'll send them an email with with the contact information that you put in here and the deal you have in hand. And again, we're not collecting this. This is not like a login or anything. This is just you putting your information in there that goes to the lender. We don't then take that and start marketing to you unsolicited. So why don't we, kind of enough said, right? Let's get over and do some searches. Like I've been talking for almost 20 minutes here, so I appreciate everybody staying with me. So here, excuse me, this is the Scotsman Guide's homepage here. Little trap here. So the lender search, like I mentioned, we have the full suite of residential, including construction, guys. With the commercial lending, prime commercial, multifamily, hard money. And then you have, so if you all you need to do is come in, let's just say you have a hard money deal that you're looking for a lender on. Let's go in and put in, see, medical healthcare. And non-owner occupied. So LLC, location, out of store in California. 5, let's go 1 million. We put a healthy down payment on it. There you go, 3 results: RCN, Sunset, Lancewood. So all of those will come in and fund those deals. So all you would need to do is come in, you'll view profile, and you have the direct lender. So you have like their full, RCN's got the full, you can see their lender directory here. Has all of their different loan types, loan amounts, lending territory, their rates, their LTV. We got a couple of testimonials, also some closed deals that they've done. And if you're like, hey, I'm sold, let's contact. So then you contact RCN. Your scenario over here, all of the content that you put in here will be included in the email that goes along to them that that you send here. And then once you send it, then you're good to go. You just got to wait, and the lenders will follow up with you. We've heard that they do respond very quickly. The other option too is to be able to call. So you can tap and call, and you'll be able to call them directly. Not everybody's all that is available all the time. So I think maybe a 1-2 punch is always kind of like a good way to really kind of get their attention. But you can go in and do searches for a wide variety of different products. So you can come in, see mixed use, non-owner. Let's do another one. Let's do an LLC again. Location. Let's do Florida. Purchase price. 2 million. Down payment. Say whatever 2. I don't know what's going to come up. I'm just kind of random. Here you go. RCN again. They're obviously everybody knows RCN. So here you go. ReadyCap, Popular, Star Banco. So all of these lenders, these are specifically the lenders are the ones that put their programs and properties into this system. So they're the ones that are actually that are signaling to everybody in the country that these are the property types that they're looking for. Currently, we do have the option to, one thing I did want to touch on just real quick is our loan post area. In the event you have a deal that comes across your plate that, you're unable to to fund, or you don't have the time to fund, or to go chase funding for it. Everybody's got a folder on their desk. They haven't had time to shop. This would be a location you can come in and put it up here. You can kind of see bed and breakfast, street, wine, brewery, and campsite. And there's just random things that come up here. A lot of them are, it's kind of interesting to see what comes through. You can kind of, not everybody's, responding. Obviously not all that depends on the deal and everything. But this is an alternative in the event that either we don't have a lender, like we don't have lenders for, it has to be a reasonable deal. I mean, that's the thing. Our search engines are, they're not without their limitations. But we can at least get you in contact with lenders that will, and we can get you as close as you possibly need to be in order to be able to get a call to a lender that could potentially put you in touch with somebody as well. So this is a great way to go through and network and kind of contact with wide variety of lenders, just to kind of get on their radar, maybe try to learn some more from a particular property type or niche that you're interested in. We do have some of the training that the options that we have for for education. Like Anthony mentioned earlier, the events, we have them all up here. And then you have the mortgage education, the MEC, the loan accelerated event, finance elevate. Here's one that everybody, if you're looking for apartment lending training, Mark Bichardi over there is incredibly knowledgeable, and he's put together a great course on apartment lending. It's a 101 and a CE course for more seasoned commercial professionals, but they're 1 and 3 hour courses. I highly recommend everybody checking that out. They have a ton of, he's got a ton of great content over there. And then as far as the magazines themselves, you can always come in to subscribe to the publication. You're welcome to come over to the subscription area here. You have all of the, you can sign up for either the magazines or the originator e-newsletter. The one thing, if you wanted to go check out, we do have our the commercial magazine. I think is a great way to kind of increase your knowledge. I can kind of show you some of the articles that were, for a time for money, to drop a hard money moniker. This is something that we've been talking a lot about. We're going to be bringing this over into a private money lending rather than hard money. That name's from the 90s, right? Then you have different kinds of SBA. This is an SBA article. And for those of you that this is a grid. So we have lender listings in the magazine as well. So this is a great way just to kind of pick up a pub. And if you don't have access to the internet, which is very a rarity, but everybody likes to digest content a little differently. But we have like I mentioned, we have over 200 different lenders that advertise with us. And we have the multifamily properties. All of these, this is just all the different lender search engines you see online, also are reflected within these lender listings here. Like I mentioned, we have the hard money guys, which we have a ton of. And then you look over at the commercial directory. The commercial directory is just a great way to go through. And if you're just looking for a directory, straight up directory of of lenders, not random, they're all, again, these are all vetted direct commercial lenders that will work with third parties, right? This is another way to find lenders with Scotsman Guide. And this is, of course, in the magazine. It's a monthly magazine, as I mentioned, tabloid size, and you can. It's super easy to come in and subscribe to. If you like the print, you're welcome to come here. But the digital has been more popular, and save a tree and all. So that way you can stay informed and stay within. And so Scotsman Guide can kind of help you kind of get your deals done and find funding for you and help educate you when you need it. For anything, just the, one thing as far as a good takeaway from all of this are coming in, looking, taking a harder look at that residential market. Let's take a look at the residential brokers that there's a ton of them out there, residential originators, and they're all looking for new funding opportunities. And they've already established all of those relationships with those residential single family owners that have commercial properties. So talk to those guys, go network with them and see what's out there. I know for a fact that we've been doing this for over 20 years. I know that there is a ton of business to be had within that particular segment, and you can always find in the event you don't have a lender that can particularly do that particular deal that you received from that originator. Come to Scotsman, use our lender platform there to find a lender. There's a ton of them out there. You get that residential originators, and they're all looking for new funding opportunities. And they've already established all those relationships. And that goes for lenders as well. I mean, if you look into lenders, lenders, think about it. Those residential. I have a database single family owners that have commercial properties. Over 100,000 different kinds of residential brokers in my system. The Scotsman Guide is a great vehicle for commercial lenders to target this specific audience that I'm talking about. A few of the lenders you'll see that advertise with this have kind of figured out that, and those are the obvious ones that kind of market within both the residential and my commercial publications and online. So, this is a great opportunity. Scotsman Guide can help you either find the funding that you need to be able to help out those brokers and or target those residential brokers that if you're wanting to kind of open up. Who you're willing to work with the individuals, because there are varying levels of sophistication when it comes to the residential, industry, I like to say. So, everybody's hungry right now. And I think that there's a ton of opportunities out there within that small balance realm. So I know that there's I'm talking to the hunters out there, not the gatherers. So, go pound the pavement, talk to some people, network within that residential realm, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised as to what you find there. So, and that pretty much takes up my time there, Anthony. Are you there, bud?
I'm here, right above you. Hey,
running out of steam at the end there.
You need some water, not coffee, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, I want to thank you for coming on. Of course, I know there's a lot of people out there streaming, and of course, some people that are, there's a lot of people that you're going to be sending out your thank you letter and your contact information. But Scotsman's Guide has been a great paper. It's been out there for many years, and very, very, very good content. I mean, it's like one of the most sophisticated type of and elegant, prestigious type of mortgage information, informative information to gain from it. I do get a lot of my clients from the Scotsman's Guide by reading them and reaching out to them and calling them up, and they're great people. They're all great people. So it's a great paper to read, guys. You'll be up on the news and you'll be really knowledgeable about financing. So, and I highly recommend, working with Todd and possibly advertising and placing an ad. But again, great paper. We're going to be lining ourselves up with Todd's firm, Scotsman's Guide, for the future, because we have many of our events that are going to be coming, of course, in November. We're going to have the big expo, but also our South events, the Southeast events, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, as well as Tennessee. So we're gonna love having that relationship with Scotsman's Guide. This concludes our webinar with Todd, and we want to thank Todd.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Anthony.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Until next time, right?
You're so welcome, Todd.
All right, bud.
Yeah, take care, everybody.